So welcome everybody. I'm Diffusion and I'm a spiritual VTuber. Today we're going to do a collective reading at the beginning of the stream. Today's theme is strength. So what does the strength card represent? The strength card's true meaning, it's not just strength, it's also overcoming, not just overcoming adversity, but taming your ego and taming the side of you that wants control. That's what the strength card represents. The strength card is a card about internal strength, so internal resilience, whereas the chariot is more to do with the external. So it's also the 8th card in the tarot deck. The number 8 is the infinity number, which is also associated with the magician. I feel like in that way, the strength card can be sort of the feminine aspect of the magician. And while the magician can manifest anything he wants, there needs to be some kind of control. And so perhaps that's what the strength card could represent. It's about courage, bravery, and overcoming self-doubt. And it's a card where we master our raw emotions in order to bring calm to ourselves or a situation. So, this could be a time where we're all learning to master our fears and anxieties. And if you're watching on the YouTube side, I stream on Twitch every Tuesday, so if you'd like a personal reading, feel free to drop by, and if you'd like to be prioritized in the queue, feel free to donate or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So let's see what other cards pop up. So Spirit, please tell me and lead me to what cards do you want me to pull? This is... Okay, they want me to use this deck here. Do a big cleanse and ask Spirit, what would you like us to know this week? What are the energies for this week? For the 12th of August to the 19th of August. That's the right math, right? Yeah, 12 plus 7 is 19. Quick maths. So, what are the energies? Oh, we have Temperance. What are the energies? The Wheel of Fortune in reversed. The 8 of Cups in reversed. All reversed cards. Justice. So whoever this reading is for, in the collective, whoever needs to hear it, I'm not sure if it's that either you are unbalanced or you, because strength is like the overall energy, it's like ways to be strong in your situation. I feel like you're having to be strong, and so one way you could be more strong is to kind of balance yourself out a bit more. Oh, look at this card. And there's like these little scrappy pieces on her dress down here. It kind of reminds me of like a sweetie wrapper or a newspaper, right? So maybe it's about using your resources, like using the things you have to the fullest, being resourceful, using what you've got to create. when you're setting goals and things like this, maybe it's about, or this is how you can bring yourself to feel strong, um, is to balance yourself out a bit more and use the resources that you have. So you don't have to go and spend money in order to balance yourself out, right? You can go for a walk, you can go for a shower or a bath, you can meditate, you can do breath work. If you want to spend a little bit of money, you could get essential oils or candles. You could journal, you could do shadow work. I think if anyone is feeling unbalanced, definitely check out my meditation. If you're on the YouTube channel, that will be in the description below. The Wheel of Fortune in reversed. So with the Wheel of Fortune, the way I see it is when it's in the reverse position, you're just at the other end of the wheel. Right? So you might feel like you're out of luck lately. You may feel like the world is against you in a way, and I think that balancing and seeing what you do have is going to help you to progress. And the thing is about the Wheel of Fortune is the wheel is always turning, right? So, and the Eight of Cups, I forget what the Eight of Cups means. I think it's about walking away, isn't it? It's like a card and there's a guy walking away. So it might be something to do with staying, like just feeling stuck, like feeling like you want to leave and go somewhere else. But there's some balancing that has to happen first. It could be in your finances. There's no pentacles here, but it could be balancing your finances, or having balance in your emotional life is going to bring balance in your finances. And we have the Justice card here. Now the Justice card is also about balance. While the Justice card, thank you by the way, Spooky Millionaire, welcome on in. While the Justice card may yeah, I have been amazing, thank you. The Justice card may also be about, well, it's upright, and she's in a really bold red, and I feel like it's about the root chakra maybe. So I'm hearing like the root chakra, passion. So I know that strength is kind of about taming that passion. So, you know, maybe having kind of a structure for that. So the lion represents the ego, and it must be tamed. And in the classical strength card, there's a woman taming this lion. But actually, in this card here, the lion isn't being tamed by anything, right? So maybe that's emphasizing that we need to tame it from within. Like within, if we balance, that's like taming it. So taming our raw passion, having structure. We don't have the Emperor card here, but having structure. But in terms of the Justice card, have a look at it. So yeah, she has kind of a newspaper print on her cape. So again, emphasizing that, like, resourcefulness, like being resourceful, using what you know, like the information that's right in front of you, to kind of because it's like clothing, like these prints are like on their clothes. Oh, the queue isn't open yet. I can open it actually, so that you can get a reading while after the collective reading. And she has a sword as well. That's okay, you can join now. She has a sword as well. So that's kind of about using the thinking mind. Swords are all about thoughts. So using the thinking mind, using the information you have to kind of, I'm trying to think of a metaphor for like clothing yourself. Like, what does clothing represent? You know, it can be a source of it can be a source of expression. It can be a source of comfort. So maybe like the way that you express yourself. It could be that as well. Okay. They want me to use some different cards. This one or this one? This one. So this is the classic tarot. I'd really like to get a classic tarot deck of my own. Oh no. Yeah, I've done that as well. I've spent money to try to feel better, and I think just have some compassion for yourself. That's what the strength card is all about, is like building that confidence within yourself by having compassion, because we live in a world that is trying to take advantage of your feelings, is trying to, you know, sell consumerism to you. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Of course, still take responsibility for your actions, but have some compassion for like how you're feeling. So, what do I need to know, Spirit? What else do I need to know about this collective reading? Oh, these cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm gonna take the top 5 and I'm gonna put the rest back. Actually, I'm gonna put them here on the side and I'll check them out later. I only have so much room, unfortunately. So we've got the 7 of Cups in reversed, the Moon in reversed, the Page of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the King of Cups. Oh, is there a way I can fit all this in here? Go back a bit. Okay, so with the 7 of Cups in reversed, you are coming into a time where you're learning what to prioritize. So whereas the 7 of Cups is like you're more overwhelmed with, you know, all of the choices you have, the 7 of Cups in reversed is talking about how you're choosing what is best serving you. And the Moon in reversed kind of confirms this, because the Moon in reverse basically says that you're coming to a place of clarity. You're seeing things more clearly, you're seeing through the illusions now, and so you're able to prioritize more what it is that you desire. With the Page of Swords, this is all about learning, being a beginner, especially in the realm of thought. So like I said earlier, the swords are thoughts. I'm seeing these like little birds. These little birds off in the distance right here. So maybe it's like wanting to fly, wanting to be free, and like go on a journey.
which is definitely represented in this top bit, but I think there's a need to also be patient and to ground it in reality. So making sure you don't get too carried away with the future and enjoying the journey. And she is looking back at her priorities. So the thinking mind, the ideas and everything is coming from this prioritization, is coming from this clarity and the lessons that are being learned from that, and the knowledge that's being gained from that, and how that's going to shape what you're going to do next. Now we also have the Three of Wands, and yeah, this is also all about travel, and kind of, he's looking out over the oceans out in the distance, and he's trying to figure out his next moves, like where he's gonna go. Wands are also, yeah, like earthly wands are fire. No, wands are fire. Pentacles are earth. So this is all about your passion. Where are your passions leading you? And taming that passion with this top section of the read. So learning to have, yeah, some kind of structure. Now we have the Queen of Swords in reversed and the King of Cups in reversed at the end of this read. The Queen of Swords in reversed does represent impulsivity, so you really want to be careful about impulsivity at this time. You want to make sure that you are being compassionate towards other people and you're being forgiving to other people, because there's this kind of energy of being easily irritated from not really getting what you want, and some of that also comes from the King of Cups in reversed, which is not catering to your emotional life enough, being out of balance in terms of emotions, which Temperance also suggests. So with the King of Cups in reversed, it's needing to take care of yourself emotionally, needing to be emotionally balanced. And with the Queen of Swords in reversed, so this is kind of the feminine and this is the masculine. Swords is air, cups is war. So there could be some air signs, there could be some war signs involved. We've got fire here as well. Not really any earthly energy here. So it could mean that there could be some grounding that needs to be done. There could be a lot of overthinking with the Queen of Swords in reversed. What comes to mind to me is something I had to learn to do is accept that I'm a beginner, and that allows me to be more patient with myself, reminding myself that, oh, okay, this is the beginning, like I'm still learning a lot of things. I don't have to be miles and miles away, like, he's looking out in the distance, he's looking kind of miles away, but that means he's like not here right now, and you want to be careful of that. You want to make sure you're still grateful for what you have right now, and that might help emotionally as well. So we have the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups. Oh, here's our grounding energy. Okay. We have the Nine of Cups, the Page of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles in reversed. So I would say if you have any goals to do with finances, or if you end up, because you have this Ace of Pentacles here, you have this Knight of Pentacles that's about going slowly, and so if you do have any goals and you reach them, for instance, or you get a new thing, my suggestion would be to like not really tell anybody. Like maybe, yeah, I just think like it's best to keep it to yourself. I'm getting like especially family. I think a lot of people are going through those kinds of conflicts, or like with their friends where they're getting lots of different opinions about what they're doing. And I think the general energy right now is to just don't tell anybody. Don't brag about your successes because their energy can influence you. We have the Nine of Cups now. While the Nine of Cups is like he's sitting around all of his abundance that he's created for himself, the Nine of Cups can also speak to complacency. So just make sure you're not being complacent. That kind of energy isn't really strong here, but it just is something to keep in mind. With the Page of Cups, this is emotional fulfillment. I think learning what emotionally fulfills you, but also going towards, learning about emotional fulfillment is what I'm getting actually, in terms of the healing sense. You know, um, learning what is emotionally fulfilling. Then with the Knight of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, they say, is the slowest knight in the entire deck. So this is all about patience and taking slow steps and a grounded approach towards your goals. And what you're going to get out of that is a new opportunity. When you get this new opportunity, it could be in finances, it could be in relationships. It's probably going to be in finances though, because it's the Ace of Pentacles. The suggestion is to not tell anyone. The suggestion is keep it to yourself, and if you're working on anything, keep it to yourself. Maybe if there's someone you really trust, you can get their opinion, or you can get an expert's opinion. So if you're learning a skill, say for instance, if you're learning about art, find an expert in the field perhaps and speak to them. Ask them for what their opinion is, because they have a professional opinion, and you don't want to just ask them straight away. You want to look into them a bit more to see if they're the kind of person that you want advice from, because their opinions and their energy can really affect you, and it can throw you off balance, and then it's going to take you longer to fulfill your goal. So that's just a reminder. Okay, so finally we're going to use the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. This is probably my favorite deck that I own. And then we're going to move on to some oracle cards. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to pull 5 more cards. Well, I'm glad I can help. I think. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Okay, so we have the Tower, the 10 of Intelligence, 4 of Intelligence. Wow, okay. Okay. I just need to remind myself what the 7 of Pentacles looks like. Okay, so what this is saying is that there is a really strong need for rest in this reading. You've been pushing yourself too hard, because you have the 10 of Intelligence here and the 10 of Strength kind of on each end of this card in the middle. And so it's basically saying, I think it's leading out this way. So it's saying all of your pain is going to lead to a Tower moment. You're going to come to some kind of huge epiphany and breaking down of the old structures. I'm hearing limiting beliefs, old limiting beliefs that are holding you back, and you have to rest in order to process this pain. Now the 10 of Strength, which is the 10 of Wands, this is all about the burdens, and see, he's got like all these little goblins on him. So yeah, you really want to make sure that the people around you is really important. You want to make sure you don't have all of these goblins like in your ears and stuff. And the 7 of Charisma is basically telling you it's emphasizing patience. I think the burdens are coming from either a financial this is a heavy career reading. It's mostly about finances and career, I think, and self-love. It's also about self-love, and those are kinds of the themes I'm picking up on. The 10 of strength, he's almost there though. In the original card, in the 10 of strength, he's almost there. He's almost at the end. And what you will get at the end is the 7 of charisma, the 7 of pentacles, and it's basically like, he has a harvest, but it's not really. Let me read up a bit more on the 7 of pentacles. Okay, so it's basically saying how you need to rest because this has been burdening you, but it's kind of like a mix of rest with work, right? The 7 of Pentacles is all about working really hard to get successful, and he has been successful, which comes from the hard work and patience, but you also want to be making sure to rest and not overdo it and exhaust yourself. You want to make sure that you're not wasting time and effort on tasks that don't give you any value. And that, again, comes with all of the structure that we've talked about in the reading that you're going to need. You're going to need, especially when this new opportunity comes along. So let's get some oracle cards. This is the Soul of Truth card awareness deck. And let's get you, for this collective reading, a soul truth. So this is one of my favorite oracle decks because it usually gives us a question that we can ask ourselves that's going to help us. So what question is going to help this collective reading? Oh, this one. What expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Well, I'm glad I can help. What do I resist feeling right now? How can I be more flexible right now? So, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. When we then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met, it's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. Today's soul action: be grateful. You're being summoned to more peace. Peace is a home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you will experience extreme fulfillment. So, that's card there. What do I resist feeling right now? We have to feel it to heal it. In order to let go of pain, we first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's soul action: allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it, enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. And it's a green and blue feather. So I feel like maybe when it comes to how you're feeling, speaking out loud to yourself might help you heal your heart. You know, connecting with yourself in that way by talking to yourself can really help, because the vibrations from us talking can heal our heart. Same with singing. And with this one, with the expectations that you might have that are impossible to meet, once you dissolve those expectations, you're going to be able to see through the illusions more clearly, because this is purple. So it's about the third eye chakra. And you'll be able to understand how you feel more clearly, because you're going to be able to observe your thoughts better. And how can I be more flexible right now? So this is kind of to do with the solar chakra and your creativity. What are you trying to control? Maybe it's time to let go. Let love move through you today and trust the outcome will be for your highest good. Remind yourself all day long that you are safe, that life is happening for you, and that you are not alone. Then do some yoga. So maybe yoga would be good. There's some really good videos on YouTube. I can highly recommend Yoga with Adriene. And yeah, I think that's the collective reading for today. I'm not feeling called to read any of the oracle cards. So if you're on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you'd like to watch the strength meditation, that will be in the description down below if you'd like a active imagination exercise to pair with the reading. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.